Imagine your day starting not with an alarm clock, but like the launch of a scientific experiment inside a palace. Cristiano Ronaldo's morning looks exactly like that. At 6 a.m., his home wakes up on its own. The cryochamber turns on, and the temperature inside drops to minus 200 degrees. Ronaldo steps inside for 3 minutes and pays for it not only with discipline, but with money. One such installation costs around $400,000, more expensive than entire houses for most people. The ice scorches the skin, but it kickstarts circulation, reduces inflammation, and speeds up recovery. This is not just waking up, this is switching on battle machine mode. When he comes out, 2 trainers are already waiting for him. One hands over warm towels, the other attaches sensors to his body. The sensors on his chest and arms read heart rate variability, muscle fatigue level, and recovery speed. All of the data appears in real time on a mirrored wall, and this is not just a mirror, but an entire smart panel in his private gym, which cost almost $5 million. The gym itself looks like an art gallery that decided to lift iron. Italian marble underfoot, black dumbbells engraved with CR7, and optical fiber ceiling that changes color to the rhythm of his heart. The treadmills automatically adjust incline, speed, and even temperature to match the training program. Nearby is a hyperbaric oxygen capsule for roughly $200,000. In regular clinics, people use something like this once a year as a super procedure. For Ronaldo, it is simply part of the morning. By 7 a.m., the kitchen switches on. There is not one chef there, there is a team of 5. One is responsible for protein, another for carbohydrates, a third for hydration, a fourth monitors micronutrients, and only the head chef gives the final signature for taste and temperature. One such breakfast can easily hit a check of about $1,000. And it is not about portion sizes, but about where everything is flown in from. The eggs are from Portugal, the salmon is from Norway, the berries are from France, the olive oil is from Greece. Everything is only the freshest, with no compromises. Ronaldo eats breakfast barefoot on warm stone, while the climate system keeps a stable 18 to 19 degrees in the house. His juice is a separate formula, fresh juice from Saudi dates and imported oranges, balanced to the glycogen level that the morning body scan showed. After that, he does not go to the bathroom. He moves into the spa wing. An infrared sauna floods the room with red light. The walls are polished stone. Then come contrast baths. Hot, cold, everything preset by a physiotherapist. The transitions, time, temperature, everything is programmed so that Ronaldo does not have to think about anything at all. This spa installation alone pulls roughly $300,000. By 8 a.m., his morning ritual is complete. In the first 2 hours of the day, he has already burned about $10,000, only on equipment, staff, and products. Every element, air, water, light, food, is subordinate to one goal: to keep the most disciplined body on the planet at a trillionaire level of quality, even if the account formally shows less. For Ronaldo, morning is not comfort, it is control. Perfectionism here is not luck, but regular maintenance of a legend. If his morning looks like a sci-fi movie, then the Saudi palace looks like a crossover of a resort, a museum, and a secret base. When Ronaldo signed a record contract in Riyadh, he moved into not just a house, he moved into a personal kingdom. The estate stretches across 10 acres of desert turned into a private oasis. From the air, the complex looks like a luxury resort, only without any strangers. Every meter belongs to him. The main residence alone is valued at roughly $300 million. The facades are clad in white stone brought from Greece. The pathways are lined with palms from Morocco, and the surrounding walls are higher than many city houses. Inside is a blend of a 5-star hotel and a private museum. 17 bedrooms, 10 marble bathrooms. At the center of the house is an indoor waterfall that drops through 3 floors onto a warm glass glass floor, costing more than $1 million. The walls are decorated with digital screens. They can play his goals, trophies, and magazine covers around the clock. Each display is framed with a 24-karat gold outline. At night, the ceilings smoothly change color, matching the desert sunset. The lighting system alone cost almost $5 million and can imitate the daylight of any country where he has ever played. The craziest part is downstairs. Beneath the villa are two hidden underground levels. The first is a full-scale spa center, a cryo room, a massage hall, a sauna, ice plunge pools, and a salt hammam made of glowing salt bricks. The second is a training bunker, artificial turf, a boxing zone, and a room with controllable above sea level height, where you can train as if you were in the mountains. The construction of this underground complex alone cost roughly $40 million. Security is at the level of government residences. Around 20 guards rotate in 12-hour shifts. Along the perimeter are face recognition cameras connected to a separate control room operating 24/7. The main gates are armored and by themselves cost almost $1 million. Inside, the family lives like modern aristocracy. The children study in their own classrooms with interactive boards connected to teachers in London or Lisbon. Georgina has a personal wardrobe room bigger than a standard apartment, with a safe for jewelry that opens with a fingerprint. Every corridor is infused with the signature scent, a unique perfume created solely for this home. In the yard, there is a private football field, but not a backyard one. A laser-leveled perfect pitch, a hybrid surface brought from Spain, and stadium-level floodlights so he can train even at midnight. This field alone costs about $2 million. When Ronaldo wants silence, he does not need to go anywhere. A private chapel is hidden beyond the garden, and on the roof there is a lounge with a panoramic view of Riyadh. The entire estate runs on renewable energy, with backup generators buried under the yard. Maintaining such a kingdom costs several more millions a year. But this is not just a home. It is a fortress, a shrine, and a monument to his perfectionism, built while he is still alive. Now let's go down to where not many visitors get to see, the garages. Ronaldo's car collection is his biography on wheels, from the cars he once could barely afford to those whose prices are comparable to the budget of a small city. Once he drove normal rich guy cars, Audi from the Real Madrid sponsorship, RS7, Q7, S8, Range Rover autobiography, Maserati Grand Cabrio, Porsche Cayenne Turbo. Back then these were dreams, now they are just background. Today, the center of the stage is a different level of machinery. His Ferrari F12 TDF for roughly $600,000 was created in honor of the legendary Tour de France races. There are only about 800 of these cars on the planet. The body is entirely carbon fiber, so light that you can lift the hood with one hand. Next to it is a Ferrari Monza SP1 for about $2 million. This is one of the rarest Ferraris. You can buy it only by invitation. Then comes the Lamborghini Aventador LP700-4 for $500,000. The most interesting thing, the engine is assembled by a single master in Sant'Agata, who puts his initials on the block. When he needs a family parameter, he gets into a Lamborghini Urus for about $300,000, an SUV that drives like a supercar but fits kids and a nanny. The McLaren Senna, costing around $1 million, lives by its own laws of physics. At top speed, it generates downforce greater than its own weight. Theoretically, a car like that could drive on a ceiling, if the ceiling were an expensive racetrack. Glass inserts in the doors show how the asphalt flies beneath you. The Aston Martin DBS Superleggera for about $350,000 is the version of what James Bond would drive if he retired super rich. A V12 with 2 turbos, and the paint and polishing take more than 2 200 hours of handwork. A separate universe is Rolls-Royce. The Rolls-Royce Ghost, for about $400,000, has a cabin quieter than a library. The Phantom Drophead Coupe is closer to $500,000, with a rear deck of teak wood covered in 9 layers of yacht lacquer to withstand salty water. But the wildest one is the Phantom Tranquility Edition, one of 25 in the world. The central volume knob is made with added particles of the Muonionalusta meteorite, a fragment of a cosmic rock about 4.5 billion years old. He literally adjusts the music with a piece of space. His Bentley Continental GT Speed and Flying Spur, around 300,000 each, are stitched from the leather of Scandinavian bulls. Cows can have stretch marks, bulls almost never do, and Bentley does not tolerate imperfect sections. In the depths, there are also the old-timers: Porsche 911 Turbo S, McLaren MP412C, Chevy Camaro. Now, they are started occasionally so the engines do not fall asleep. The top of the iceberg is Bugatti. The Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse, for roughly $2.5 million, became the first production car to break a certain speed barrier. Its air intakes in 1 minute pull in enough air for a small house. The Bugatti Chiron for $3 million is even crazier. The cooling system pumps about 40 liters of fluid through the engine every 20 seconds so it does not melt. And finally, the Bugatti Centodieci for almost $9 million, one of 10 in the world. Building one of these takes more than a year, and the headlights are laser-cut glass blocks that cost more than many cars. There is also a mysterious candidate, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, at approximately $19 million, sold to an anonymous buyer in the same year Ronaldo ordered his Centodieci. A black body, white stitching, minimalism. The style perfectly matches his taste. If he really is the owner, then in Bugatti alone he has more than $30 million parked. Add to this the rumors of a Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita for about $5 million with a body made of diamond carbon, and his everyday Ferrari Puro Sangue for $400,000, and the total value of Ronaldo's garages comes close to $50 million. When Ronaldo drives out of the garage, often the last car he gets into is a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This is his service elevator to the airport, but then a different level of travel begins. Cristiano's first private aircraft was a Gulfstream G200 for roughly $25 million. For anyone else, this would be a dream jet for a lifetime. A mid-size aircraft, about 10 passengers, more than 3,000 miles without landing. Inside it is like a flying penthouse. Leather recliner seats, glossy tables, golden accents, a kitchen, 2 restrooms, and satellite internet so he can watch matches right in the air. While other players were still sitting in economy class, Ronaldo had already separated himself with his own sky. But that was only phase 1. Later, he upgraded to a Gulfstream G650, one of the most advanced business jets in the world, costing around $75 million. Range? Over 7,000 miles. Lisbon to Los Angeles, Riyadh to New York without refueling. This is one of the fastest civilian aircraft. Speed almost at the edge of sound, while the cabin is quieter than a good hotel. The cabin is pressurized, so the body feels as if it is at an altitude of roughly 900 meters, even if the aircraft is flying at 12,000. This is not just a tech fact. That is exactly why he can land and immediately go out to training. His body simply does not feel jet lagged the way ordinary people do. To make all this work, one plane is not enough. According to rumors, another aircraft was taken for his managers and security service, a Bombardier Global 6000 for roughly $55 million. Heads of state use such jets. A meeting room, bedrooms, noise insulation at the level of you cannot hear the engines. The climax is an allegedly ordered Gulfstream G700 for almost $90 million. If this deal is real, the total value of his sky supply fleet goes beyond 200 million. The G700 is longer, faster, and quieter than anything the company has made before. Around 20 windows, up to 10 sleeping places, and a separate master with a shower. The lighting inside automatically adjusts to the time zone he is flying to, helping to rebuild the circadian rhythm while still in the air. Its configuration, according to rumors, includes a small training corner, a chair cryo capsule, and an optical fiber ceiling that repeats the starry sky over Madeira where he grew up. So even at an altitude of 12,000 meters, he is literally looking at the same constellations under which he started his career. When he is not in the sky, he is still on land. He is above water. And yes, Ronaldo does not rent a yacht for a week. He buys his own. His first big purchase on the water was the Azimut Grande 27 Metri, a super yacht about 27 meters long, costing $7+ million. He bought it right after another Gromki title, like a floating reward to himself. On board are 5 cabins, 6 restrooms, a bar, an upper lounge upholstered in white leather. 2 powerful engines accelerate this house on the sea to 28 knots, faster than some smaller boats by twice. Inside, everything is like a designer penthouse. Oak panels, nickel-plated details, a restaurant-level kitchen. There is a training corner, a jacuzzi, and a retractable platform that descends to the water like an elevator. When he drops anchor off the Amalfi coast or near the shores of Mallorca, it looks not like a boat, but like a small hotel lost in the middle of the sea. Only servicing this one yacht, crew, mooring, dry cleaning, maintenance, pulls around $1 million a year, but that is only the beginning. According to rumors, a custom CR super yacht is now being built for him, costing up to $40 million. The length is more than 120 feet, with a design in the style of stealth aircraft and supercars. The hull is silver composite on a carbon base, with a teak deck brought from Burma. Inside there is a gym hall, a mini cinema, a cigar lounge, and a helipad if his Gulfstream decides to drop in from above. The most dramatic element is promised to be an underwater lounge, a room with panoramic glass walls below the waterline. You sit as if in a personal oceanarium and watch the sea pass by. Each of these curved glass modules costs more than $200,000 and over time requires replacement due to the Nagruski. Ronaldo has been spotted on vacation in Sardinia, on the French Riviera, in Greece. His yacht is escorted by security boats like an escort. Usually his family is with him, a private chef, a couple of trainers, and a team of 10 or more people. One such vacation can easily cost $3+ million on fuel, food, and staff alone. Even the scent on board is tuned to the brand. The ventilation system sprays a complex mixture of sandalwood and sea breeze, created by the same company that makes signature aromas for the most expensive hotels in the world. On the water, he finally truly hides from the shoom of fame. No paparazzi, only the sound of waves hitting the side of a multi-million-dollar hotel that moves with him. We already talked about his Saudi palace for $300 million, but it would be strange if he limited himself to just one home. Ronaldo collects real estate the same way he collects trophies, and each of his residences is a separate level of the game. Across the world, his real estate is valued at more than $150 million. Each home represents a certain era of his life. On Madeira, where it all began, his house stands right above the apartment where he grew up. Construction cost about $8 million. 7 floors connected by private elevators. On the upper levels are glass walls with a view of the Atlantic, a rooftop pool, and a garage where you can fit a dozen supercars. Inside, there is a small museum with his first boots, childhood photos, and early awards. You step onto the balcony, and you see the stadium where he once was a teenager with a dream. This is not just a home, it is a constant reminder of where he escaped from. In Madrid, Plotny Modern, in the elite La Finca area, he has a villa for roughly $6 million, designed by architect Joaquin Torres, the same one who made homes for Spain's elite and Real stars. Clean concrete, floor-to-ceiling glass, powerful lines. Inside, a garage for 12 cars, an indoor pool, a private cinema, and a separate gallery for trophies, lit like a real museum. In Turin, he bought a villa for 10 million, built into a hill with a view of the Alps. The house has 2 hidden entrances with round-the-clock security. Inside, there are marble staircases, a full training hall, and an underground spa complex with a round pool. Glass walls allow you to see the mountains from virtually any room. This is an ideal combination of power and solitude, just minutes from Juventus's base. In Manchester, he had a mansion for roughly $7 million on a plot of more than 20 acres. A private cinema, a heated pool, tennis courts, and a spa zone that connects the house and the garden. In the end, he left because of sheep. The animals grazing nearby him sleep, but when you have this level, you are not required to tolerate even a soft bah outside your windows. In Lisbon, he bought the most expensive penthouse in Portugal, about $7 million. The top floor of an elite complex, panoramic city views, a rooftop pool, and a personal gym overlooking the capital's roofs. The windows are bulletproof, and the elevator rises directly from the underground parking to the door of his apartment. And of course, the crown of the entire collection, the palace in Saudi Arabia. Becoming a global icon is not only about scoring goals. Ronaldo turned himself into a brand. Every suit, every frame, every accessory is part of the picture that makes him recognizable anywhere on Earth. Early in his career, his style was loud. Shiny belts, logos across half the screen, ripped jeans. Today, it is perfect minimalism. The suits fit as if they were painted onto his body. The jewelry is thin and calibrated. The fragrance is not just a smell, but an extension of the image. His dressing room looks like a boutique. On the hangers are suits from Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, Tom Ford. Many of them cost $30,000 each and are adjusted exactly to his figura. Italian leather jackets, silk shirts with natural dyes, collections of designer sneakers worth hundreds of thousands in total. But the loudest section is the wrist. Ronaldo's watch collection is valued at more than $10 million. One of his favorites is the Jacob & Co. Caviar Tourbillon Savarit, green like emerald lasers. Almost $1 million, 376 stones, set by hand by Mastera. Under bright light, the dial looks like a concentrated laser show. There is also the ultra-rare Franck Muller Invisible Baguette Diamonds Imperial Tourbillon for roughly $2 million. More than 600 diamonds, a corpus that is practically transparent. Light passes through the watch like through a piece of ice. Almost no one has seen these live. He owns a Rolex GMT Master Ice for about $500,000. The bezel, dial, and even the bracelet are fully set with diamonds. You cannot just buy such a Rolex. They must want to see you on the owner's list. And of course, the Jacob & Co. Heart of CR7, a named masterpiece in white gold with rubies and a miniature heart on the dial that beats once a second like a pulse. That single accessory is valued at $1.5+ million. Add to that diamond earrings, pure gold bracelets, designer glasses for $10,000 and more per pair. Even the bottles of his fragrances are made as mini trophies, a visual reminder that his brand sells not things, but the idea of perfection. Today, CR7 is an entire universe. Fragrances, jeans, footwear, underwear, hotels. Each Napperlania brings tens of millions a year and stitches his image even deeper into mass consciousness. Behind all this shine stands what he values most: family and security, and protecting them has turned into a separate, very expensive project. The core of his security consists of 2 former Special Forces guys. One is an ex-paratrooper from elite Portuguese units, responsible for close protection beside him. The second is responsible for reconnaissance, checking routes, exits, crowds long before Ronaldo appears. When he travels, the team expands to a dozen and more people: drivers, drone operators, cybersecurity specialists who track any mention of his current location online. The escort vehicles are not ordinary SUVs. These are armored Mercedes Maybachs costing $500,000+ each. The armor withstands shots and explosions, and the convoy moves like a presidential one, with its own communication and contacts with local police. Each of his homes is a mini fortress. In the Saudi palace, there are biometric locks, face recognition systems, encrypted gates that can be opened only from inside. The windows are bulletproof. Sensors are embedded in the walls to react to vibrations if someone tries to climb over or tunnel under. Inside, there is a separate control room costing about $2 million, from which you can watch all cameras and keep a direct line with the police. The family moves under the same protective dome. Georgina has a personal driver and a team of guards trained in defensive driving and international security protocols. When she shops in Riyadh or Madrid, 2 or 3 discreet but intensely attentive people are always nearby. The children study at home with teachers from England, Spain, Portugal. Each educator goes through a serious check and signs a total confidentiality agreement. Their classrooms are equipped with digital boards that connect with other specialists, and everything runs through encrypted channels. Travel is rashitano by the minute. Ronaldo does not go to the public terminal, but to the private one. Cars drive straight onto the apron. The aircraft is guarded by local services until takeoff. Upon arrival, another team is already waiting. From the outside, it looks like a perfect vacation.
Inside it is a military operation costing millions of dollars a year. This is not paranoia. This is the price for one of the most recognizable figures on the planet to be able to live like an ordinary father at home. Ronaldo does not just train his body, he constantly obnovляет it. In one wing of his Saudi palace, an entire optimization laboratory is hidden, whose existence few people know about. They measure everything there: blood oxygen level, muscle fiber recovery speed, hormonal background, brain reactions. Every week, a team of doctors performs scans that most doctors do not even know how to read. One of the main gadgets is a Gydro massage capsule for roughly $200,000. It surrounds the body with warm water and dozens of controlled jets. Pressure and воздействие points automatically adjust to the zones where the scan showed tension. It is like a deep massage from an ideal robot masseur who never makes a mistake. He uses electromyostimulatia suits. Electrodes are connected to muscles, and they contract the fibers thousands of times per minute in sync with his pulse. An ordinary workout turns into times 10 in load even if he is just standing. A separate toy is interval oxygenation systems, a mask that during cardio alternates air supply from high oxygen content to low, simulating what a climber feels in the mountains. A set of such equipment can cost around $80,000 and usually stands in training centers for pilots and Olympians. For Ronaldo, it is part of home cardio. At night, his recovery switches to autopilot. He sleeps on a smart bed costing more than $100,000. The mattress itself changes firmness and temperature, tracks sleep phases and micro movements. If the pulse becomes too slow, the bed slightly vibrates, stimulating blood flow. If he turns into an uncomfortable position, it lifts the Nujni section to align the spine. The air in the bedroom is filtered by medical systems like those in operating rooms. Full air renewal happens every 3 minutes. A diffuser adds a mixture of lavender and sandalwood, selected to lower pressure and prepare for deep sleep. Every night, he falls asleep in perfectly tuned silence and wakes up not with lucky to sleep, but with recovered correctly. According to rumors, he collaborates with European clinics engaged in regeneration using stem cells. Such procedures can cost $50,000+ per session and are aimed at repairing micro damage in joints and muscles before it becomes injuries. Even his supplements are custom. A team of dietitians sends his tests monthly to private laboratories in Switzerland and Spain. There, individual complexi of vitamins and amino acids are mixed based on his blood. No shelf jars. Each one has the initials CR7, the date, and a barcode linked to his indicators for that that period. All of this is biohacking not for fashion, but for time. Estimated, maintaining this machine costs $10+ million a year. While most athletes age and slowly leave the game, he buys himself extra seasons at the top level. When you live like a trillionaire by standards of quality, old age stops being mandatory. You pros to upgrade yourself. At this level, money stops being just a way to buy things. It becomes a tool to leave a mark. And here, Ronaldo switches from luxury to legacy. On Madeira stands the Museo CR7, fully devoted to his career. The construction and filling cost roughly $5 million. Inside is everything, from his first boots to the Ballon d'Or awards. The building stands right by the ocean, and in front of the entrance is a bronze statue of Cristiano in his signature goal celebration pose. Every week, thousands of people come there. This is no longer just a museum, it is a temple of a dream where teenagers see what one hyper-motivated Chilevec from an island can achieve. But his loudest actions do not always come with loud headlines. Ronaldo is one of the few athletes who regularly transfers millions to charity without obligatory press releases. He has paid for children's surgeries, covered cancer treatment bills, helped fund hospitals in Portugal and Spain. Once he donated about $1 million to restore medical departments on Madeira after a destructive flood. He supports football academies in Portugal and Saudi Arabia, where children do not just train, but live, study, and eat properly. Each such academy costs several million a year. The goal is not to raise a new Ronaldo. The goal is to give a chance to thousands of children who have no chance, no pitch, no uniform. Now he is preparing the next stage, the CR7 Legacy Foundation. The details are kept secret, but it is known that it will be a global network of projects focused on children's hospitals, education, and sport across different countries. Essentially, he is building a pomage system that will continue working when he is no longer on the field, and possibly even on this planet. Cristiano Ronaldo's life is not just a set of expensive toys. It is a demonstration of what obsession looks like if it paid off to the maximum. He built an empire with his feet, fueled it with discipline, and turned it into art. He lives in homes that look like museums. He drives machines that sound like thunder. He eats breakfast under the monitoring of sensors while a team of chefs adjusts food to his analyses. This is not luck. This is design. This is control. This is his trillionaire lifestyle. And when perfection becomes your starting point, you stop just living differently. You begin to live in a way where your story does not end even when you leave the field. What do you think about this video and Cristiano Ronaldo in general? Be sure to write in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, обязательно check out other videos on the channel for the richest. There you will find even more jaw-dropping stories about wealth, power, and that very life most people only dream about.